My daughter started school 3 weeks ago. We've been doing e-learning or distance learning for the past 3 weeks. And I've learned a couple of things, and I'm going to share those things with you. So here are 5 tips that hopefully helps you, because, oh my goodness, e-learning, distance learning, digital learning, whatever you want to call it, is so tip number 1 is, I'm really proud of this one. We only know one other person that did this, but my wife decided to take an old baby monitor that we weren't using and put it near my daughter while she was doing digital learning. And this way, my wife could be downstairs helping my youngest one or watching my youngest one, but still listen to what's going on. And if my daughter needed help, maybe there was a worksheet that she needed to find and couldn't find it, my wife could run up the stairs into the room and help her out and then come back down. So that's been really awesome. So if you have an old baby monitor, you can use that to watch your kids while you try to do something else. But chances are you're gonna be running up those steps or running into that room quite often, depending on how old your kid is. My daughter is kindergarten, so we gotta help her a lot. Tip number 2. Okay, so if you're able to do this, if you have an area where you can just make it into their classroom, that would help a lot. So for us, we had this little area in our playroom, and we set up a screen, and we set up a table there. We set up a shelf with all her colored pencils, crayons, glue, scissors. So it'd just be right there, all ready for her to grab for her class. If you're able to do that, that really helps. Or maybe it's the kitchen table, and just kind of make it consistent so they know that your kids know that this area is for school. That way, once you have it set up, you don't have to keep setting it up and putting it away, setting it up. Just somewhere off to the side so that they know that this area is for school. Tip number 3, if you have a bigger screen, try to use it. Whether it's a monitor on the computer, if you can plug into a TV, that might really help. But if you have a large screen, it could help tremendously on their eyes. What we have is, we use our iPad for digital learning, and then we have, I believe it's called an AV adapter. So it has a lightning port, it has another lightning port, and an HDMI input. So super easy, you plug that in, you plug that into your iPad, and you go into your inputs, and it mirrors whatever is on the iPad, and that's been super helpful. Tip number 4, try to stick to some sort of schedule. You're not gonna stick to it all the time. It is super difficult, but you can do it. One of the things that we like to do is during her lunchtime / recess, before we eat, we spend some time just playing. Whether we were putting together Legos, whether we go outside, we try really hard not to give her any more media. We try really hard to not let her play any more games. Her school suggested that as well, because they're just on the screen for, 4 hours at a time. So try to have some sort of schedule plan, maybe your snacks planned out, some activities other than looking at a screen. And that might really help break up the day. Tip number 5, teach your kids how to use Zoom. There are kids that don't mute themselves, and it's very disruptive, and you can't blame them. It's very difficult. It's not the ideal situation, but we're all just trying to keep safe. So you can't get too angry about that. But teach your kids how to mute themselves. I think that's a must. Now, you have to also keep in mind, all the kids have different devices. And from what I've seen, if you're on an iPad versus a computer versus a PC versus a phone, all of the interface looks different to everybody. So everyone's struggling to figure out where to press, how to mute themselves, or what to press, and how to get everyone on the screen. And some devices can't get everyone on the screen. So practice Zoom etiquette with your kids. Try to see if you can mute yourself and unmute yourself, and how to do the different views. And make sure you understand how to use your technology. And if your kid's a little bit older, teach them how to do it so you don't have to keep running up and down or running to them, helping them. Okay, and here's a bonus tip. Tip number 6. This is nobody's fault. Forgive the teachers. Forgive yourself. Forgive your kids. You're gonna get frustrated, and that's okay. Just forgive everybody. Just take a breather and be like, this is nobody's fault. We're just trying to get through this. So try to have a good attitude. That's me. Try to have a good attitude about this and try to get through this. I hope something here helped you guys, and we can do this. We can do this. Big shout out to my wife. Good luck to everybody. So I noticed a lot of people vlog you know, in the car, and I realized how super awkward this is. How do people do this?